Hey, I'm back, and I, I, Spirit, Source, God, the All, brought it to my attention of a pattern that was recycling in my life, all me, all my personal BS, and I wanted to share it because I know I'm not the only person. What is happening? So, have you ever been in a place, been with a person, or something that you had to walk away from because it was no longer serving you? And, but you walked away after a big blowout. You walked away after like confrontations or just negative energy, like this whole war almost. Like it felt like you had to, like something was built up and then it's finally a release, right? But it was brought to my attention. Like I'll break it down for an example. Say it's a job. Say it's a job and it's no longer resonating with you. You don't feel appreciated. You don't feel like it just matches your vibe anymore, right? But instead of trusting our instincts and saying, hey, this doesn't feel right for me anymore. I'm going to go ahead and go. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to go ahead and find something else to do with my time. We rarely do that. And that's with people, places, things, everything. We don't trust our guts. When spirit says it's time to go, when our inner higher being says this isn't working for me anymore, instead what we will do, I'm sorry, it's a lot going on around me. Instead, what we will do is try to justify that feeling by looking at the negative shit, basically. Like, so if I don't feel appreciated at work, or not even that, if I just feel like, okay, this isn't right for me anymore, you know what I mean? Instead of going just off of that, I'll keep working like everything is fine, but that feeling is still on the inside of me. And so instead of trusting that feeling, it's like, okay, I need action. I need something physical to show me that this isn't a good place for me to be anymore. So we'll take, and sometimes we do it consciously, sometimes we do it unconsciously, but we start just being really negative about the place or person or thing. And we're like, oh, like you've seen these people at work, or you've seen like they just always have something negative to say about something. And that's a sign. That's the next step. The first step was acknowledging the feeling inside of you, your gut instinct. But then the second step is when you're just negative. You're pointing out all the flaws you could possibly find. And then what happens is, because nobody can just be all energy, everything is energy. Everything is energy. So if I'm somewhere and I'm talking shit about something constantly, whatever I'm talking shit about is going to kind of create a defense, and it's going to kind of create like this situation of back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, and I caught myself doing this today because it's like you get so angry. You're so angry at yourself for still being there. You're so mad about being there. And so you're kind of taking it out on other people. Like today, I'll be honest, like I was just mad. Like I just be at my desk, like shaking my head at myself. And I've already come up with this dialogue about how I feel about this job, how I feel about these people. And no doubt that shit's felt. You know what I'm saying? So next thing you know, you're in this whole, not even verbal, just energetic war with the people who are invested in this place, the people who are invested in this particular job. You know what I mean? Like they take my energy as offense because it's not towards them, it's towards this place, and it's not even towards this place, it's towards my growth, and or me feeling like I'm being stunted. My growth is being stunted, and that frustration is being taken out on this job and then taken out on these people. And so it's like then this whole big thing happens, or it might not even be that. Maybe it's like you subconsciously start just being late for work all the time. You know what I mean? Or subconsciously start just doing things that you know is going to get you fired. And then when you get fired, you're like, what the fuck? And you're all, woe is me. And you want that whole spiel. But the truth of the matter is, we put ourselves in that situation in the first place because there was a voice on the inside of us. Our intuition, our discernment knew that it was time to get the F on, and we didn't listen. That's with people, places, or things. That's across the board. When we get that tingling feeling like, I don't know. And if you're not really in tune with your intuition, because everyone has intuition, if you're not in tune with it, it's going to take you longer and longer to really like trust it, to really trust it, and to truly, like, as soon as you hear it, like, okay, time to move. You know what I mean? Some of us, it takes that feeling to just grow and grow and grow before we're really like, okay, well, it's no going back now. So, but the thing about the problem with that, with having that feeling just build up like that, is because it ends up causing we end up causing ourselves harm, more pain, more trauma than is even necessary. Like this job example, by continuing to slack off because I really don't want to be there, by continuing to be defensive and aggressive with my coworkers because I really don't want to be there, I'm asking for some shit to pop off, basically. And I can't even blame anybody else but myself. I think a part of this is also about accountability, because when things happen, so many times we place blame on other people and other situations outside of ourselves, when really we should have been listening to our inner voices the entire time. And so I just want us to be aware of these things. It's just like a breakup, like the relationship that I was just in. I use myself as a living example because I keep going through this shit. So, like, I'm getting out of a relationship and you saw all these red flags and you knew all this time something wasn't right. But I'm going to just keep the faith. I'm going to just be faithful. I'm going to be loyal. But something ain't right. And it's just like, you just keep ignoring it. And then next thing you know, you're cheated on, or I was cheated on. Or the next thing you know, I was in an abusive situation. Or the next thing you know, like, shit just got really toxic and dark. And it's like, yeah, I'm hurt, and yeah, I'm upset, and yeah, like, I didn't sign up for that consciously, but I can't be mad at anybody else but myself at the end of it, because I felt it. I felt that this wasn't right. I felt it. And so your intuition has to be worked. It has to be practiced. It has to be perfected in order for you to get these. It's almost like a psychic ability. Really, it is. Like your intuition, your third eye, all about psychic abilities and being able to feel it when it happens. But then sometimes your intuition is so well worked that you can be able to tell a situation before it even happens. When you read the job description, you'll be able to say, "Nah, that ain't for me." So you change from being this person from being this person who will accept any type of job offer, and I'm just using that as an example, any type of job offer, any type of opportunity that comes your way. Yes, I want it, I'll take it, I need it. And once that intuition starts working, you'll be able to look and be like, I don't care how much I need a job. I'm not going to settle for this because something inside of me tells me that this isn't good for me. And it won't make sense to anybody else but yourself. And the way that we perfect our intuition is by getting into silence. You can call it meditation if you want to, but we have to be able to like cancel out the chatter. We have to get to a place where the music's not on, where YouTube isn't on, the radio's not on, we're not on the phones, we're not talking to people. Like, it's just us and God, us and the universe, us and source, whatever you want to call it. We have to get to a place like that, because then we'll be able to hear more clearly when it speaks to us, when it gives us directions, when it says, I don't know about this. You know what I mean? When we're in that quiet, still place, that place is really important. And I didn't realize how much I am always listening to music, and we always think that's cool. You know what I mean? Like I listen to everything. I love music, but sometimes the music got to be cut off too. Like cut everything off and be quiet and be still. And the more you do that, the more you practice that quiet space, the better you're able to hear, and it's more clear what your intuition is trying to tell you. Yeah. So that also, when we do get into these situations where it's time to, separate from a person, a place, a thing, one thing I'm learning is that the best way to walk away from this situation, as hard as it may seem, is to walk away with a sense of gratitude. Walk away from it with a sense of gratitude and not pointing fingers, not, oh, you're toxic and you're doing this to me, but thank you. Thank you for the lessons that you taught me. Thank you for this experience to understand my intuition even more, because I promise you it won't get to this point next time. The next time I get to a job, or the next time I'm in a relationship or whatever, I promise you it won't get all the way to this point. So I'm learning more to listen to my intuition. Thank you for that. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for the growth, the expansion that came with this opportunity. Personally, for me. And when you walk away with a sense of gratitude, that's peace. That's making peace with this and making peace with where you are. Because if you're constantly pointing the fingers, you're missing it. You're putting your power, you're giving your power to external forces. Like they have the control over your life. They have the control over your employment. They have the control over your status or anything. They don't. You have the power. You have the power. Nothing has, like, that's, people don't have the power to influence you like you think they do. You know what I mean? So keep your power to yourself. And realize you have the power at any moment to say, I don't like this, and I thank you, and I'm appreciative of this experience. And I think that it's time for me to move on to something that better serves me, for something that uplifts me, for something that's going to take me to where I really want to be, for something that's really juicy, that's on its way to me. This is a distraction from that. And I appreciate everything that this is teaching me. But I'm done. Happy Friday. Have a good one. Love and light, goddesses.